on the volume.
We'll have to delegate that to somebody else.
Sure will. And then
Your son into your hair?
Come with a stipend.
I felt like Curly today.
I like it.
Oh, yeah, that's good. You all ready for the holidays?
Are you kidding me?
Later on, I'll show
Yeah,
you
I'm finished
see all
shopping.
the meetings into those folders I was showing you.
My house is being used as a meeting room.
So you want
People
that
are coming and going. I got city marshals coming next Monday.
Oh, yeah? What you
Yeah.
got?
Huh?
Everybody good?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Is
think
Jack
so.
coming back?
No,
I didn't think so.
no,
Keith don't want it, right?
no. No, we got a whole bunch of new people.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Anybody I know or?
Well,
Wondering.
some of
Curiosity.
them I don't even know their last names, to be
Oh,
honest with
really?
you.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Let's see.
Have you reached out to any of the other marshals to like help them, train them or anything?
We have a trainer, yeah.
Oh, good.
We've got someone who's gonna come in and
Oh.
train. That's what's happening next Monday, at my house, around my dining room table.
It's,
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Okey doke.
I'm only,
Testing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Troy City Council. This is a public hearing. It is Thursday, December 18th. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go right into it.
Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Is Ryan coming or no? Okay. Councilmember Keel,
Present.
Councilmember Brosnan, Councilmember Spain McLaren. Present. Councilmember Vera,
Present.
Councilmember Soriento. Here. Councilmember Casey.
Present.
Council President Steele.
Present.
6 are present, 1 is currently absent.
Council President, I move that the council resolve itself into a committee of the whole for the purpose of conducting a public hearing.
Clerk, will you please read the notice of call?
The City Council of the City of Troy will hold a public hearing on December 18th, 2025 at 5:30 and 5:45 p.m. in the City Council Legislative Chamber, Troy City Hall, 433 River Street, 5th floor, Troy, New York, in connection with the following matters: a local law amending the district plan of the downtown Troy Business Improvement District.
Thank you. The rules of the chair are as follows. Anyone who wishes to speak, please come forward, state your name and place of residence, and share your thoughts. Does anyone wish to speak during the public hearing? Going 3 times, does anyone wish to speak during the public hearing? Seeing and hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second, we have a motion by Councilmember Soriento, seconded by Councilmember Keel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.
Until 6.
I don't have my gavel.
Someone tell me what exactly time it is?
5:36.
Good evening and welcome back to the Troy City Council. We have a second public hearing this evening, December 18th. We've pledged allegiance to the flag. We would ask the clerk to call a roll.
Councilmember Keel?
Present.
Councilmember Brosnan?
Present.
Councilmember Spain McLaren? Present. Councilmember Vera?
Present.
Councilmember Soriento? Here. Councilmember Casey?
Present.
Council President Steele?
Present.
All are present.
Council President, I move that the council resolve itself into a committee of the whole for the purpose of conducting a public hearing.
Clerk, would you please read the notice of call?
The City Council of the City of Troy will hold a public hearing on December 18th, 2025 at 5:45 PM in the City Council Legislative Chamber, Troy City Hall, 433 River Street, 5th floor, Troy, New York, in connection with the following matters: a local law amending the district plan of the downtown Troy Business Improvement District.
Thank you. The rules of the chair are as follows. Anyone wishing to speak, please come forward. Use the podium and mic. State your name and place of residence. Does anyone wish to speak at the public hearing? For a second time, does anyone wish to speak at the public hearing? And for the third time, does anyone wish to speak? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
We have a lot of people moving to adjourn. I'd say Councilmember Keel with a second by Councilmember Vera.
I won one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are now adjourned, and I don't have my Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Troy City Council Finance Committee meeting. It is December 18th. It is 6 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilmember Keel.
Present.
Councilmember Brosnan.
Present.
Councilmember McLaren.
Present.
Councilmember Vera.
Present.
Councilmember Soriento. Councilmember Casey.
Present.
And Council President Steele, also present.
Oh, turn my
All
on.
present and accounted for. At this point of the evening, we have a public forum for anyone who wishes to speak on any agenda item. There are agendas in the back of the room, if anyone needs one. Does anyone wish to speak on any agenda item? Seeing none, we'll move on with our agenda. We have this evening a local law, a number of ordinances, and 2 resolutions. Local law number 4, a local law amending the district plan of the Downtown Troy Business Improvement District. Councilmember Casey, Councilmember Spain McLaren, Council President Steele, at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No, we're not doing that. We need discussion. We need to discuss. I'm sorry, what?
Who motioned and who
Oh,
seconded?
Made by Councilmember Brosnan, seconded by Councilmember Soriento. Discussion on the local law.
Council President,
Councilmember Vera.
due to my being on the bid board, I'll recuse myself from this local law.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comments?
Council President?
Councilmember McLaren.
I'd just like to recognize the importance of the bid to our downtown. We heard from many, many residents and business owners in the bid district, and all were in favor of raising the, approving this plan. I think that it was a good compromise. It didn't give them the amount that they originally were asking for, the percentage, but at least it's a starting point, and I'm glad to see it going through.
I would echo that, and I would say that having a strong, viable bid really impacts the entire city and the region, for that matter. We are drawing people to our city thanks to the efforts of the bid, so I'm very grateful to everyone involved in making this possible. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Local law number 4 is adopted 6-0-1. Ordinances. Ordinance 72. Ordinance authorizing the reconveyance of real property acquired by in rem foreclosure, 62 Earl Street. Councilmember Casey, at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember McLaren. Discussion on the ordinance. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 73 is adopted 7-0. Ordinance 74, ordinance authorizing the reconveyance of real property acquired by in rem foreclosure,
We missed one.
2219.
72.
Oh, right. I'm not having a good night here, guys.
All right. We're going to rally on the next one.
Just a hair.
We'll go with 73 this time. Okay, how about that? Would you like that? Okay. Ordinance 73, ordinance authorizing the reconveyance of real property acquired by in rem foreclosure, 560 Jacob Street. Councilmember Casey, at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Keel. Discussion on ordinance 73. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 73 adopted 7-0. Ordinance 74, ordinance authorizing the reconveyance of real property acquired by in rem foreclosure, 2219 Old 6th Avenue. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Keel. Discussion on the ordinance. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 74 is adopted 7-0. Ordinance 75, ordinance amending the 2025 General Fund and Capital Project Budget. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember McLaren, second.
Second.
Councilmember Brosnan. Discussion on the ordinance.
Council President,
Councilmember Vera.
I'm wondering if there's someone from the administration that could walk us through this. Curious where this funding's coming from.
Good evening, council members. I'm sorry, Councilman Vera, what was the question?
Where's the money coming from? I'm unclear. It looks like we are accepting new revenues to the tune of $1.65 million.
Okay, so I can have Mike come up here and answer that, just to make sure if I'm not correct, but it's 750,000 of that should actually be coming out of unappropriated fund balance, and 150,000 of it is coming out of a old City Hall capital account
You said the unappropriated fund balance?
for a total of 900,000, but out of fund balance. I don't, if Mike, you want to?
So, yeah, the funding for this is on the appropriated fund balance for 750,000, and 150,000 coming from a existing City Hall project.
Is that ARPA funding?
No, it is not.
What was the existing project?
Yeah, it was something that began, looks like back in 2000. I think I went back to 2010 with it.
So we've had money sitting in accounts since 2010 that we're repurposing?
Correct.
And that's where it appears as though we're making two transfers out of the same account. Is that correct? 150 out of 150 and then 750? Is there a reason why we separated that on two lines?
That's the revenue side of going into the project. That's the new project number 704, ending in 704. So we're funding a total of 900,000.
I'm talking about the H accounts for revenue.
So the H account, correct. There's a total of 900,000 coming into the new City Hall project that we
And
created.
that 900,000, that's coming out of the same account. It's just separated on two lines. I'm just curious if
It's
a typo.
going into the same account code. Those two revenue codes are those two interfund transfer revenue codes, one for 150 and one for 750. And we're creating a revenue by appropriating fund balance in the general fund. So that's a revenue stream.
Okay.
And the expenditures are,
The appropriated fund balance, is that the rainy day fund? What is sometimes referred to as the rainy day fund?
the unassigned fund balance.
The unassigned fund balance, okay.
Correct. But that's the revenue line is the appropriated fund balance.
Do we know what that depletes those reserves to? What the transfer would deplete those reserves to?
The overall fund balance, I was just in the financials, I'm sorry. I don't have that number in front of me, but it's well-funded. I believe we're well above the 10% mark, I think, is recommended by the OSC.
10% of our yearly budget.
You're correct, your appropriations.
Is that information that you could provide to us after?
Sure. Yeah, like I said, it was in the financials I believe, I'm sure it is in the financials, the total fund balance is listed there.
And then Deputy, I assume this is a question for you. What exactly is this going to be used for?
So, and if you have more specific questions with some of the IT stuff, we do have our director here to answer those. But this was, we're gearing up to do a RFP for furniture, equipment, moving, and IT costs for the new city hall. And this is the result of these numbers. We tried to get some rough figures from some contractors, also from, actually Rensselaer County just did multiple big moves. So this is the result of some conversations and trying to make sure that we have enough into this account, getting some averages of what it costs, per cubicle, per workspace, getting some rough ideas of what moving costs would be, and also, of course, some technology and IT and other equipment. Just to be clear, too, this doesn't account for any, mechanical equipment, things like that. That was all considered in the construction contract that's been finalized for the new city hall. This is going to be your desks, your workstations, your cubes. We also are going to be doing a inventory here at City Hall. I've used an example of, say, my office, if anybody is familiar with it. I have a perfectly fine desk, perfectly fine chairs, perfectly fine computer. I'm an example of not needing any new furniture. But if some of you that are familiar with the floor here, you can tell that some of the cubes and wall spaces were taken from old City Hall. They're broken, they're very outdated, they can't even be broken down. So those are new workspaces that we'll be needing. So we'll be doing a full inventory of what will be needed, what would be surplus, but the furniture workspace estimate goes off assuming that, almost everybody up here currently in the workforce would be needing a new workspace. And then we have moving costs included in that as well. We do have a miscellaneous category that accounts for some things like the assembly hall. Again, those are things that some of these chairs are perfectly fine. The council would need new. I think at this point you'd be looking for at least a new table or setup, things like that. And then of course there's the IT costs, new servers, a lot of that stuff. OMAID would be able to speak a little better on. I'm lucky I work my email, so.
Thank you.
Council President?
Councilmember McLaren?
So it's possible that you wouldn't need this entire amount, but you're confident that you won't need more than this.
And I thank you, council member. I appreciate that. I meant to say that. Exactly. Okay. This is when OMAID was researching and also calling around for different quotes for information and technology infrastructure. When I was calling around and the help of Joe Mazzarello, our Commissioner of General Services, also Gabrielle Mahoney, our Personnel and Finance Director. We have kind of a working group for the new City Hall, and everybody went and researched, are we going to be able to take our current, mail postage system? Is that something, some of those certain things. So we collected those numbers. We did try to we included the higher end of it. Our goal is definitely not to spend that. We just did not want to come back to you all for another 100 or 200,000 if case may be. But we feel confident this is the maximum, and our goal is definitely to spend less.
Thank you.
Council President.
Councilmember Rivera?
So, why not wait until these RFPs come back with the exact amounts?
So this way, we just wanted to get the capital account set up. We wanted to secure that funding so that way, once we start going into that RFP process, we just wanted to make sure that account was set up in there for once the RFP process is complete.
Okay.
And like most folks know, that it's dedicated towards a new city hall. So if there is money left in there, just like part of this money is transferred from a 10 or so old project from prior, that money can be transferred back out and put to use for a good use.
Do you know with this 1.65 million, how much money has now been appropriated from city funds to the City Hall project? Not talking about the LDC and its bonding and the lease agreement or any of that, just, didn't we transfer not too long ago $250,000 in order to execute the LDA?
Yeah,
Do we
so-
have, do we have a running total of all of those costs?
Yeah, so just to be clear too, it's not 1.6 million, it's 900,000 that we're actually getting out of this transfer. I know it shows the 1.6 million. I think that kind of lends to your question to the comptroller earlier, that it's netting out the total funds that are going in and out. But the fund created and what you're authorizing today is a $900,000 capital account for new City Hall, not 1.6. Outside of this $900,000 tonight, the only other funds that have been appropriated for the new City Hall on the city end is the $250,000 that you just referred to.
You'd have to, I can appreciate that it's 900,000, but you'd have to walk me through how these numbers come out to that. Because I see us accepting 1.65 million in revenue, and I see us adjusting expenditures, 3 line items that read 0, are being increased by 1.65 million.
So we've got 2 funds listed on the schedule. So in order to appropriate the general fund monies, we have to create a revenue stream, a revenue line, which is the appropriated fund balance line. That's a revenue line. For that to move from the general fund to the capital project fund.
So if I'm reading this correctly, the first line, general fund, this is under revenues, the first line for general fund, we're taking $750,000 from the rainy day fund.
That's correct.
We're receiving it as an we're
As a
receiving it
revenue, as a revenue in the capital
Right.
project fund.
Then we're bouncing that 750 down under expenditures on the first line.
That's to appropriate that's to set up the appropriation within the general fund, because it has to transfer it has to have a mechanism to transfer from the fund. So it has to have an expenditure lineup.
Okay. And then going back up to revenues, I still don't see how this adds up to anything other than 1.65 million. There must be a clearer way to communicate this. I still see 3 funds.
Well, we needed to
Except-
balance, so to balance the general fund, let's just peel that out. We have to have an expenditure to transfer out, which is the 750, the A9950. That's to transfer it out of the fund. But we also need to balance that by having an offsetting revenue, which we're creating with the appropriated fund balance, which is, in theory, pulling from your fund balance, your unassigned.
So really all I should be looking at is the 2 interfund transfers and the 900,000 going into buildings, equipment, and capital outlay City Hall.
Correct.
All of the other transfers shown on this sheet are zero out and are,
Right, it's just to set up
Really internal
because I have to
accounting
set
that's
up the budget,
irrelevant
and it's a double
the-
entry, that, you know.
yeah, okay.
I probably should have split out 2 schedules to make it.
Yeah, I think I follow what you're
So that's
saying.
basically, that's the budget within the general fund, and then the budget within the capital project fund.
I suppose it would be also helpful for the memo to clearly state the money that's being expended. But thank you for explaining that.
Sure.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed?
No.
No. Resolution is adopted, 5 ayes, 2 noes. Or ordinance 75, 5 ayes, 2 noes. Ordinance 76, ordinance amending Chapter 273 of the Troy City Code. Councilmember Casey, at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Soriento, second.
Second.
Councilmember Brosnan. Discussion on the ordinance.
Council President.
Councilmember Vera.
Can someone from the administration, and I just have one question about this. Does this, the changes that are being made to this, this section of our code, does this continue to allow for vehicles that have accumulated only $50 in fines, which is one ticket? Does it still allow those vehicles to be towed?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
I would add, though, that we don't tow every vehicle that we ticket. It's oftentimes a matter of whether or not it's inhibiting some city function.
Would that city function be, include street cleaning? Weekly or?
Daily.
Daily street cleaning? So if a vehicle is in the way of the street sweeper, we ticket it for $50 and then tow it? Okay.
That's correct.
There are, signs are posted, some permanent and some temporary.
Thank you.
Questions?
Council President?
Councilmember McLaren.
I'm just curious why are the police not involved in this? Why are we only, I mean, what if it's does that, so we're leaving the towing at the sole discretion of, I assume it's DPW?
So the police have not lost any authority. They don't usually accompany DPW on street cleaning or parking. Parking enforcement does, but the police still have authority to tow cars as the mayor's designee.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
No. Ordinance 76 adopted, 5 ayes, 2 noes. Ordinance 77, ordinance authorizing the relevy of unpaid bulk pickup fees and garbage fines into the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Soriento. Discussion on the ordinance. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 77 is adopted unanimously. Ordinance 78, ordinance authorizing the re-levy of unpaid solid waste management fees onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember McLaren with a second by Councilmember Soriento. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 78 adopted unanimously. Ordinance 79, ordinance authorizing the re-levy of unpaid legal fees onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember McLaren. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 79 adopted unanimously. Ordinance 80. Ordinance authorizing the relevy of unpaid charges for water and sewer shop work services onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Keel. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance 80 adopted unanimously. Ordinance 81, ordinance authorizing the relevy of unpaid vacant building fees onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan with a second by Councilmember Keel. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 81 adopted unanimously. Ordinance 82, ordinance authorizing the re-levy of unpaid water charges onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey, at the request of the administration, is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Soriento, second.
Second.
Councilmember Brosnan, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 82 adopted unanimously. Ordinance 83, ordinance amending the 2025 Water and Sewer Fund budget. Councilmember Casey, at the request of the administration, is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Soriento. Discussion on the ordinance.
Council President,
Councilmember Vera.
I'm curious if the revenue that we're recognizing has, if that's a bill that has been sent out or if that's cash on hand.
Ordinance 83.
Looks like metered sales to the town of Half Moon has increased by $50,000.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
And I'm just wondering if that's cash on hand or if that's a bill that has been issued to them but has not yet been paid.
I honestly don't know. I believe it's paid. They're not
Okay, thank you.
I'm pretty certain, but no, I don't honestly know.
Any other questions? Okay.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 83 adopted unanimously. Ordinance 84, ordinance approving settlement of tax certiorari proceedings instituted by HYP Self-Storage LLC on the assessment rolls of the City of Troy. Councilmember Casey, at the request of the administration, is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Keel, second.
Second.
Councilmember Brosnan. Discussion on the ordinance? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 84 is adopted unanimously. Ordinance 85, ordinance approving settlement of tax certiorari proceedings instituted by Troy Woodland LLC on the assessment rolls of the City of Troy. Councilmember Casey, at the request of the administration, is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Keel. Discussion on the ordinance? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 85 is adopted unanimously. Resolution 118, resolution adopting an updated policy for non-represented employees of the City of Troy and authorizing the mayor to implement the policy. Councilmember Casey, at the request of the administration, is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Soriento, second.
Second.
Councilmember Keel. Discussion on the resolution.
Council President,
Councilmember Vera.
I'm wondering if someone from the administration could answer some questions about the contract and then some financial questions.
Good evening, council. Thank you for acting on this resolution. So a couple things, if I could preface the non-rep employee personnel employment policy. First and foremost, these employees are at will. They have no protection. You'll see seasonals in there. You'll see the clerk. You'll see other various appointments. So they are at will employees. And as I mentioned, they really have no protection. Quickly, many of these employees are doing the work of 4, sometimes 5 people when we compare these employees to other municipalities. As you know, during my administration, even the prior administration years, we had many more employees here in the city of Troy. This policy has not been looked at or comprehensive review since 2020. It expired in 2023, so the prior policy, the last review was by Mayor Madden, February 7th of 2020. So you're talking over 5 years. It had not had a comprehensive review, expired 2023. And so saying that, what we have been doing over the last several weeks is reviewing other municipalities, other counties, pretty much comparable. We didn't look at the person when reviewing the policy. We looked at the positions. As many of you know, we have worked very hard over the last 2 years to try to bring our various other unions, departments in line with other municipalities. It's not going to happen overnight. We know that. But the pay, whether it be police, other unions, compared miserably. We were losing our police officers and others to other communities. So we're very proud where we've come with the other contracts. This, once again, it's a step in the direction on many of the appointments. Also, the seasonal workers, which you'll see in here. But once again, the policy has not been reviewed in 5 years. You will also see, as I mentioned, we're not looking at people, we're looking at positions. The city clerk is part of that, of this policy, and other positions. So at the end of the day, the goal is by the end of the year to also have UPSU, and which is being negotiated as we speak, and the PBA chiefs are also being negotiated as we speak. I'm fighting a cold, so you are going to hear me a little bit nasal here. The responsibilities are tied to the position in the proposal that's in front of you, not the person. And once again, it's to compete with other communities. We know how difficult it was finding a comptroller, and we appreciate the council's support in terms of making that position comparable to other communities and competitive. Additionally, you should also know the departments, when we look at our departments, times are different now. The market's much different now. We can't look at it like we did 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And, I know Councilmember Sorrento shaking her head because you're in human resources. The pool out there, it's a small pool. It's a competitive pool. And we need to ensure that our non-reps are in sync, just like the other unions when it comes to competing with other municipalities. Like I said, even with the other contracts, we're not where we want to be. But saying that, it's a step in the direction. I know you have questions, but I wanted to preface it with some of that background. We're also looking at benches in our department. As you know, when Andy left, the comptroller who was here for 10 years, and we had 2 comptrollers, Joe Maz's dad, 30, 40 years, and Andy another 10, if not more years. You lose those folks, you're in trouble. So we're trying to build a bench. We're looking at our departments differently. We are doing more with less. Our city has never been safer or cleaner. We've come a long way in the last 2 years. We want to continue that growth and continue trying to get more investment here in Troy, and that happens with our teams here in City Hall. So, but I know you have questions, and we're certainly open to those questions.
The agreement, I see some text that's placed in bold. Are those the only changes to the agreement that were made from the previous version? They tend to be, what I see in bold are groups of employees. So the following groups are not eligible, the following groups are eligible.
Can you
How were
point
changes to this
what
document
page?
noted on all of them?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So overtime,
Yeah, how would I identify a change
okay.
made to this agreement? Pages, I guess.
the
3
bold
through-
is not new language. So you do not
Okay.
have red line version in front of you.
Okay,
You
so-
would have to compare.
Could somebody
Yeah.
point out how significant were the changes to this
Yeah,
document?
fair enough.
So there were some changes, there, vacation, there were
Okay.
time added to vacation. I can go through it. I do too. There were some titles that were added. Any new titles that are not covered under a collective bargaining unit are covered under the non-rep policy, so we just updated it to include some of those titles.
So the list of positions on pages 3 and 4 were updated?
Yes.
Okay.
Vacation leave, there were some vacation days added to the schedule. 5 days per,
Discretionary days? Vacation, not holidays, you mean like vacation? like,
vacation,
yeah.
yes, yeah. We took out some language that wasn't necessary anymore, and it was in regard to calendar year 2020. It was something that was printed in the 2020 agreement that didn't need to be in there anymore. It only applied to the year 2020. Personal days, there was one personal day added per range, date range. Juneteenth holiday was added to be consistent with the holiday for other units. And the longevity schedule was updated to match other units.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a few questions then, as it relates to Appendix A.
Okay.
So Appendix A is a salary schedule, and the first column is noted as 2025, with the second column being 2026. I suppose, at first, is that header correct?
That is correct.
So these are retroactive raises for the year 2025 to the positions that are, have a dollar amount assigned to them?
There's no retroactivity. If, in the ordinance itself, it says that.
So then, I suppose, why include those dollar amounts? Is it just to show that it's a 3%? Because
Because those dollar amounts are the baseline wages from which the future wages will be calculated.
okay, so then these positions will be paid the salary that was in the approved 2025 budget or as amended up until now
Correct. They'll be paid that salary all the way through December 31st
of this year.
of this year.
Okay, so then 2026,
Will be 3% more than the salary you see in the 2025 column.
okay, so those raises add up to about $200,000 of additional expenses, is that correct? For the
That's correct.
2026 budget?
Yes, that's correct.
So wouldn't we need to amend the 2026 budget in order to accommodate these?
Well, just like with other contracts that we sign, we would look at the salaries
Okay.
at a point when we need to make a transfer. If we ever do need to make a transfer, we would put that before you.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Could you list the new positions that you've added, please?
The titles?
Yes.
Yes. Edited one. Director of Inclusion, I know off the top of my head, and Director of Public Utilities.
I think there are some others, aren't there? Private secretary to the deputy mayor?
No, that was in the existing non-rep policy. Any positions that are not covered under any bargaining unit are non-rep. So
So
we
it-
just updated it to include titles that weren't listed there that should have been.
So these titles are not necessarily filled?
Correct.
They are just titles in a policy?
Correct.
Correct.
Council President,
Councilmember Farrer.
would hiring somebody to any of these positions require amending the 2026 budget? If the position wasn't created in the 2026 budget,
Again, the same thing, like we would look, because there's typically salary savings in budget lines. So if there was a need to transfer money to hire someone, then yes, but
right? but
otherwise,
I guess my question is, regardless of whether or not the money is available, does adding a position to a department require the council to amend the 2026 budget?
no.
Okay.
So if there's no line item, that you can just hire somebody?
You still have to have the money in the account. What Gabrielle's saying, just like the deferments, if we decide to hire someone before that deferment date, obviously the money has to be there. If the money's not there, we would have to transfer it. But it's, it's fluid all throughout the year, as you know, just like contract negotiations. You don't transfer $200,000 if there's $200K more in the contract negotiations until you get toward the end of the year, if you need to supplement that, because there's retirements throughout the year, there's other positions, people may resign, et cetera. So correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct. So civil service would establish the position, and if there's funding in the 101 line, in that budget line, then there would be sufficient money to fund the position.
And when is the council notified of that?
The civil service is public. You're on those lists.
Just following past practice, it would be in the new budget. We would print the new budget. I mean, unless there was a transfer that was needed, and then at that time, we would
But if it
present
happens
the.
during the year,
Yeah.
how is the council informed?
Well, following past practice, we would present it in the new budget as a additional position, or maybe there was a change in the position, depending on what civil service action was, and whether or not we would need to do a transfer. But if the funds were in the 101 line, we wouldn't need to present a transfer.
Council is notified whenever an appropriation is necessary.
Right, yeah.
I should say a new appropriation.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Council President, I just have to add that
Councilmember Soriento.
there's even titles that might not be utilized in other bargaining units, but that doesn't mean like, they're going to be automatically filled just because they're in there. I'm sure that there's plenty of titles that are not currently being utilized, but they could be in the future as long as the funding's in there. I think that is pretty much the same with the non-union policy also. There could be titles in there, doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna it's automatically gonna be utilized or filled.
Thank you. I would just comment that in the future, if we're having policy changes, if we could see where the policy is being changed, it would be helpful
Okay.
during the review of the legislation.
What
Thank you.
we could do is provide the old policy, because normally you wouldn't get a red line version with new legislation. So we could provide the old version as backup, the red line, but you will have that new policy to act on. So you'll have both, the red line, the new policy. That's how you would get in the Senate Assembly, the backup. Okay?
I'm not sure it exists as a red line.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they.
I'm not sure that the old policy is redlined. It's the old policy, this is the new policy. It's built off the old policy, but I don't know that there is a specific red line version. But we can provide the old policy.
Right. Compare.
Thank you.
Council President?
Councilmember McLaren?
I just had a quick question. You said the new positions were Director of Inclusion and Director of Public Utilities?
Yep.
We don't have a current Director of Inclusion?
We do, but it wasn't in the 2020 policy. So we're updating the
Gotcha.
2020 policy.
Okay. And are we actively recruiting a Director of Public Utilities?
I should have an announcement within the next week
Oh.
or so.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Council President. Oh,
Can I
sorry.
just follow up on the Director of Inclusion? I thought you had come up with another title for that.
It's, the title is Equity DEI. However, his desk title, we use a different title. But the title that was approved by Civil Service, like many positions, confidential secretary, you can have a desk title. You have your Civil Service title and then your desk title. So Kevin is Director of Inclusion, Opportunity, and Outreach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Vera?
I see on again, Appendix A, the salary schedule, a number of positions that are just listed as TBD. What does that mean in terms of, are those positions that you just don't plan on hiring, and so you haven't established a salary?
They're vacant positions currently.
Okay. Would this policy have to then be updated in order to assign a salary to those?
No, we've never done that in the past to update it.
Okay.
That's why we're doing this today, because the 2020, there's
Okay.
was changes that needed to be updated.
Well, I literally only have one more question, which is, shouldn't Appendix C be updated to account for the planning board?
Yes.
Would hate to wait another 5 years for that to happen.
Maybe you have to wait 5 minutes. Any other questions?
Do we want to amend that? What do you guys want to do?
Sure. That would be great. Thank you.
How would we like to do that, council? Because you need two positions, right? You have your alternates at $1,000, and you have two of them, and then you have your planning board members, and you have 5 at 2,000.
Correct. We haven't filled the alternates as far as I know.
One, we have. One
Oh, you did?
we have.
Okay, all right, okay. I would simply have the council resolve that the Appendix C be entitled City Planning Board Member, and we have with 5 full-time members
Two.
at 2,000, and then 2 part-time.
Okay. At 1,000.
At 1,000.
Okay.
Are you making that?
I'll make a motion to amend to that
Okay,
effect.
we have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember McLaren, discussion on the motion. Everyone clear on the motion? Any questions, comments? On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved. Are there any other questions on the amended resolution? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The amended,
That was
I'm sorry, it was amended, and it was unanimous. 118 amended unanimously.
I know I had it.
Resolution 119, resolution commending Irene Soriento, Ryan Brosnan, Thomas Casey, Aaron Vera, William Keel, and,
That might be mine.
yes, for distinguished service to the city of Troy. Council President Steele at the request of the administration. Is there a motion?
Motion.
And I will second it. I want to say it's been a pleasure to work with you all. And I want to thank you for your service. We'll be making presentations at the regular meeting or special meeting. I just want to correct, I think, the second whereas, is that correct? Have you served 4 years?
Yes, it was the second whereas.
Okay, so could we have a motion to correct this?
Motion.
I don't think
I
you
think-
can.
Oh, I'll do it. Motion. Sorry.
Motion by Councilmember McLaren, and what we're doing here is we're removing from the second whereas Brian and adding him to the
First whereas.
first whereas, right?
He's already there, actually. We just need to strike him from the second
Strike him
whereas.
from the second, okay.
Now you got to move him to the third.
No, we have to move him to the third, because he's served 2 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. Correct.
Are you with us, clerk?
Sorry, I just really
The-
threw a
the-
wrench in
The
that.
ultimate, the reason for the motion is that Councilmember Brosnan has served 2 years. So we need to strike him from the second whereas and add him to the third whereas. Okay? Everyone clear on that? We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now on the amended resolution, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Amended resolution is adopted unanimously.
Council President, I would just like to say believe it or not, I appreciate the incisive legal questions that the departing members have asked me over the years.
That's very kind of you. Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn
Motion.
Second.
by Councilmember Soriento, seconded by Councilmember Keel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Do we want to take a break before we go into the special? Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay, good. We'll address that, you know.
I don't. Okay, now we need to find where I am here. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Troy City Council. This is a special meeting of the Troy City Council to act on items that were just momentarily acted upon at the Finance Committee meeting. We've pledged allegiance. I would ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Keel?
Here.
Councilmember Brosnan?
Present.
Councilmember Spain McLaren?
Present.
Councilmember Vera?
Present.
Councilmember Soriento?
Here.
Councilmember Casey?
Present.
Council President Steele?
Present.
All are present.
Thank you. At this point of the evening, we have a public forum for any item on the agenda. If anyone is wondering what's on the agenda, there should be special meeting agendas at the back of the chambers. If you wish to speak, please feel free to come forward, identify your name and place of residence. This is your opportunity to speak on an agenda item. Seeing none, we'll move ahead with the agenda as presented moments ago. Local laws, ordinances, and resolutions. Local laws, local law number 4.
Local law number 4, a local law amending the district plan of the downtown Troy Business Improvement District. Councilmember Casey, Councilmember Spain McLaren, Council President Steele at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan with a second by Councilmember Soriento. Discussion on the local law.
Council President,
Councilmember Vera.
as I serve on the bid board, I'll recuse myself from this legislation.
Thank you. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
6 ayes, 1 abstention, 0 noes. Local law 4 passes.
Ordinances, ordinance 72.
Ordinance 72, ordinance authorizing the reconveyance of real property acquired by in rem foreclosure, 62 Earl Street. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Keel. Discussion on the ordinance. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 72 passes.
Ordinance 73.
Ordinance 73, ordinance authorizing the reconveyance of real property required by in rem foreclosure, 560 Jacob Street. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan with a second by Councilmember McLaren. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 73 passes.
Ordinance 74.
Ordinance 74, ordinance authorizing the reconveyance of real property acquired by in rem foreclosure, 2219 Old Sixth Avenue. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second. Second by Councilmember Soriento. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 74 passes.
Ordinance 75.
Ordinance 75, ordinance amending the 2025 general fund and capital project budgets. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Keel. Discussion on the ordinance? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
No.
5 ayes, 2 noes. Ordinance 75 passes.
Ordinance 76.
Ordinance 76, ordinance amending Chapter 273 of the Troy City Code. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second by Councilmember Soriento. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Was that a no? So that's 4-3.
4 ayes, 3 noes. Ordinance 76 passes.
Ordinance 76 or
77.
77.
Ordinance 77, ordinance authorizing the re-levy of unpaid bulk pickup fees and garbage fines onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Keel with a second by Councilmember Brosnan. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 77 passes.
Ordinance 78.
Ordinance 78, ordinance authorizing the re-levy of unpaid solid waste management fees onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Keel. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 78 passes.
Ordinance 79.
Ordinance 79. Ordinance authorizing the re-levy of unpaid legal fees onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember McLaren. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 79 passes.
Ordinance 80.
Ordinance 80, ordinance authorizing the relevy of unpaid charges for water and sewer shop work services onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second by Councilmember Soriento. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 80 passes.
Ordinance 81.
Ordinance 81, ordinance authorizing the relevy of unpaid vacant building fees onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember McLaren. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 81 passes.
Ordinance 82.
Ordinance 82, ordinance authorizing the relevy of unpaid water charges onto the 2026 property tax bills. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan by a second. Councilmember Keel. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 82 passes.
Ordinance 83.
Ordinance 83, ordinance amending the 2025 water and sewer fund budget. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Councilmember Brosnan with a second by Councilmember Keel. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 83 passes.
Ordinance 84.
Ordinance 84, ordinance approving settlement of tax certiorari proceedings instituted by HYP Self-Storage LLC on the assessment rolls of the City of Troy. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Brosnan, seconded by Councilmember Keel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 84 passes.
85.
Ordinance 85, ordinance approving settlement of tax certiorari proceedings instituted by Troy Woodland LLC on the assessment rolls of the City of Troy. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember Soriento. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Ordinance 85 passes.
Resolution 118.
Resolution 118, resolution adopting an updated policy for non-represented employees of the City of Troy and authorizing the mayor to implement the policy. Councilmember Casey at the request of the administration.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Councilmember Brosnan, second.
Second.
Councilmember McLaren. Discussion?
Council President,
Councilman Vera.
I don't know if we need to, but do we need to note that it was amended?
No.
No? Okay. Never mind.
For the public's
Sorry to break the rhythm.
edification, it was amended in committee. On the amended resolution, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Resolution 118 passes.
Resolution 119.
Resolution 119, resolution commending Irene Soriento, Ryan Brosnan, Thomas Casey, Aaron Vera, and William Keel for distinguished service to the City of Troy. Council President Steele at the request of the administration.
Is there-
Motion.
Councilmember McLaren, second by Steele. Under discussion, I just want to again echo what I said earlier. It's really been a pleasure, an honor to work with you folks, and I wish you well going forward. And I know the mayor has a special presentation. I guess we ought to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
7 ayes, 0 noes. Resolution 119 passes.
I just wanted to say thank you for sponsoring the legislation. That was really kind of you, and it was an honor to serve on this council, but it was a real pleasure to serve with all of you. Thank you very much for sponsoring that legislation.
Certainly. Well deserved.
Council President, I would like to also echo Council Member Casey and your statement. It's been a pleasure. It's been very interesting, but definitely a pleasure, and I am very honored for this. And but honestly, to me, I just felt like I was just, being an advocate to our constituents. But I got to give all the credit to the workers, because they're the ones that whenever we had anything going on that we needed, needed fixed, or, garbage picked up, or snow, streets plowed, or, safety. I mean, it's really the employees that did it all. So I want to commend the employees of the city of Troy. So, but thank you for this, though.
Council President, on behalf of myself, Seamus, and all the employees, we want to thank Councilmember Keel, Councilmember Brosnan, Councilmember Vera, Pro Tem Casey, and Councilmember Soriento for your years of service, your hours, your days. You have contacted us at times in the middle of the night. You've contacted us early in the morning, weekends, you name it. We know we don't do what we do for a job or a paycheck. We do what we do for the people of Troy. All of you have served incredibly. Your constituents should be just so pleased of your job the past 2 and 4 years. Ryan, I gave you an extra 2 years there. I'm like, he ran a couple times. You're telling me he didn't win. Saying that, though, the days sometimes blur. Hey, you have a proclamation with 4 years.
You have to run
And, this is what it's about, though. And I talk about policy and politics. And, I grew up in the days of Joe Bruno, and they would fight on the floor and they'd yell at each other. And, they'd end up going down Jack's or Hill Street for some wings or, a couple adult beverages afterward. And I hope that at some point we could get back to those days, because your word is all you have. You guys have just served admirably. We're going to miss you incredibly on many fronts, but a new day is dawned, and we thank you so much for your service and all the hours that all of you have put in. Thank you. And on behalf of the people of Troy, I'd just like to, I'll read one of them, but it's for all of you, and that is the City of Troy proudly recognizes individuals whose dedication, leadership, and service have left a lasting and meaningful impact on our community. And whereas City Council Majority Leader Tom Casey, Councilmember Soriento, Councilmember Vera, Councilmember Brosnan, and even Councilmember Keel have faithfully served the people of Troy with integrity, commitment, and an unwavering focus on improving the quality of life for all residents. And throughout your tenure on the Troy City Council, you all have been a strong advocate for responsible government, community investment, and meaningful collaboration between city officials, local organizations, and the public. And whereas all of your leadership has displayed a vital role in advancing key initiatives that have strengthened our neighborhoods, supported economic opportunity, and enhanced public safety across our city. And whereas all of your dedication, steady guidance, and thoughtful stewardship have earned all of the respect of your colleagues, your community partners, and all the residents here in the city of Troy, which we are proudly represented by all of you. And whereas, as you conclude your service on the Troy City Council, the city wishes to express its deep gratitude for your contributions and all of your longstanding commitment to the betterment of our community. I know that we have not seen the last of all of you, and I pray that you continue partnering with us and being a part of this great community. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, we should get a picture. Let's do that.
I didn't do my hair.
Let's get a picture. Let's get.
What do you think?
There's a lot of prep, like lots of prep. The meeting itself isn't that bad, but there's definitely like a lot of prep beforehand. We haven't even scratched the surface. Yeah, well, that's why it's good that that's why she should say it.
Will you email?
You know what I mean? So then you can do that.
I'll get behind Tom.
Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. Perfect. Thank you.
And before we adjourn, we have another special commendation to announce that this is a very special day in someone's life. It happens to be somebody's birthday. So I would ask that you join me in wishing Councilmember Vera a very happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday! How old are you?
Huh?
How
27, yeah.
old are you? No.
Hey, dear Aaron. Who won't say how old he is?
Do we have anything else to share? Any news items, anything? Hearing none? Seeing
Merry
none?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh, yes, we will.
Happy Hanukkah.
We can't say Happy New Year.
Public comment.
One more public forum.
Does anyone wish to make any comments on any non-agenda item? This is part of the general public forum. Any birthdays, anniversaries, anything? No, okay. Seeing none, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Councilmember Soriento with a second by Councilmember Brosnan. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. We're not opposed. We are adjourned.
adjourning. Oh, we got
So
3
then
more
at the
meetings.
end, you end like, God, your Zoom here and